Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Feed the Beast series. And as you can see, we're back in the village today because there's just a lot of stuff going on over at the archaeology site right now that just requires waiting. I've got multiple fillers going, still digging out some areas, also building floors, building walls, building ceilings, a whole lot going on that just requires a bit of patience and waiting to see the final results. So today we are back at the village to do a little bit more experimenting, to play around with exactly how I'm wanting to do some styling of the archaeology, some architectural features and things of that sort, as well as how to hide certain undesirable elements of the archaeology. So if we go back to our little test area that we were using with the fillers in a previous episode, you'll see I've got a few things kind of set up here. You'll notice these wonderful gray blocks, which we'll talk about first here. But to start, I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm trying to hide. Now, as you can see, I've got some glass fiber cabling spread around the place at different spots. I was going to build some piping as well, but whatever I use to hide the cabling typically should also work for the piping, but I may throw in a few extra pipes later just to double check a few things. And I'm wanting to hide these things because, oh, that turned colors, excellent. Unlike our warehouse system over here and all the mess that we have with wiring over in this village between our power building and our workshop area, it's ugly. You just see wires and pipes everywhere, and it takes up space, and it's not very pleasing to the eye. And so I'm wanting to avoid that in the archaeology, especially considering that I'm wanting to all the different sections of the archaeology to be unique, specialized areas. And so I just don't want things all over the place along the ceilings and walls. I want it to be a far more clean look, especially with wiring, because there is going to be a whole lot of wiring in the archaeology, because so many things require power. And especially as I'm wanting to go with some form of electrical lighting. I think I still haven't decided that 100%. I may use red power lamps, but I might go with electrical. I still haven't decided that matter. But still, there's going to be a lot of stuff to hide. And one of my favorite ways to hide things is with construction foam. Now, I don't actually think it works with pipes, but I know for a fact that it does with wires. Probably should have built some pipes to test this with, but oh well. Let's just go for the wires for right now, because this is the main thing, as I said, that I want to hide. I can deal with a few pipes strewn about, but with all the wiring I'm going to need, I really want to have this stuff out of the way. And construction foam is a very good way to do it. Now, as you can see from here, there's wire going into there. If I plop another wire down there, it's connecting into that block, because inside this block, but if we break it here real quick, oh, this is going to take a bit. Okay, I think if I use the laser, it's going to break the wire as well, but let's find out. Oh, that did nothing. Oh, wow, where's my pick? Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to get out the bag here. Oh man, I don't have a pick in here either. But I do have a rock cutter. I wonder how this will fare. Okay, so yeah, it did destroy it. Though, that's a new one for the rock cutter. Rock cutter comes with silk touch, so it should have given me the construction foam block. But, I guess once it solidifies like that, it won't give you that back. But as you can see, there was wiring inside this block. And this is why I love construction foam. Not only will it hide wiring within itself, but it hardens to this sort of material that is extraordinarily dense. It is very tough to break, so it's really nice for reinforced structures. And so yeah, that's the first thing we're going to look at here today. Now, I wanted to sort of already put this out here just to show you, but let's actually go through how you make those for anyone out there who might not know. Now, that is my construction foam sprayer that I've already built, but they're quite easy to build. If I am remembering right off the top of my head, there we go. It's just cobblestone, 3 up here, a stick, and then a cobblestone there as well, and you get a construction foam sprayer. Now, I already have one, so I don't need that. And then to actually have the construction foam, you take clay dust, coal dust, some sort of water source. You can use water buckets. I prefer water cells just because I have so much tin to build cells with. And then some redstone, and you get 3 construction foam blocks, which, if we pop down, you'll see the white sort of texturing that they come out to. Now, that is very easy to break. Now, I could just hit it and it goes away, which even Silk Touch does not save it. Basically, once it's on the ground, it's either going to harden or it's going to be destroyed. But the problem is when you just have the foam like this in block form, you can't put it on the wire. It just pops the block right up there and can easily be destroyed. But what you can do is put this into a compressor, and it will make CF pellets, which you can then use to actually load up a CF sprayer, which you can then do this. Oop. Very messy. And for some reason, it occasionally will reconstruction foam a block that was already foamed, like this one right here. Now, I think it's just my texture pack as to why it's doing this. It's not showing the white block, but I think that's because of the wiring. Because as you saw over here, there were all sorts of white blocks, but within the spaces where the wiring was, the texture's a little wonky and doesn't show up, but you do get the outline, and the wire is, of course, still there. You can see by hooking it up. And eventually it will solidify into this darker gray block. And the fun part about these is then you can paint them, which I haven't actually messed with paints in a very long time, so I'll cross that bridge on another day. But yeah, you can paint these, so if you don't like this gray, you can do whatever you want with them. You can paint them any dye that you can throw onto a paintbrush, which is cool, because then you can do all sorts of fun interior design stuff with them. So yeah, that is construction foam. It is a personal favorite of mine. Well, let's go over to the other one, which honestly I haven't done much work with, and it's the paneling. Now, to work with paneling, you first, of course, have to make a saw to cut up things. So it is just 3 sticks up on the top, 2 iron, and then 2 gems of your choice, or various other things. Like, yeah, you can use, let's actually do that. Yeah, you can do iron and basically any material you use to make tools in general you can use for this. And well, I have an abundance of sapphires and so forth, so we will just be using a sapphire handsaw. And what you can do with these is pop it into your just normal inventory there, then put a block there, and you'll make stone slabs per each 1 stone. Now, yeah, you got to start with that one. And then you can, let's just make a few here. then make them thinner to make these stone panels. I think, yeah, you can put them on the side to make stone slab strips. Nothing over there. But yeah, you can then take these and make them even smaller panels and stone covers there. Let's go with these stone covers. I think that's the smallest or thinnest that you can make that, but you can also get nice stone cover strips. And yeah, nothing on the diagonal. I just always like to double check that though. But I have never really done a whole lot of work with these in the past. Let's light up the area a bit more here. So hopefully we don't have any annoying mobs spawning on us. And yeah, once you have the panels, you can see you can just sort of go along like that to put it where you need it. But the problem with these is I can't have it within the same block as these wirings. It has to be just outside. So we end up with that, which still looks good. You're still going to hide your wiring that you have. And I do like this look for like columns. So like in the center of a large room, you could have these going up to make a cool column shape that is hiding the wiring going up to the next level. And it looks pretty good with the nice little indentation along the side. It actually does kind of look like a column. And then, of course, you can go this route. Let's build a couple of these. And you can add more styling to them. Or maybe I can't right there. But say we had like 3 high column. Yeah, you can add things like that in so it looks like a full solid block there. Now I was hoping I could get them right in here, but that apparently is not wanting to cooperate. But you can still do a lot of interesting things like with these. So say you have a sort of wall and ceiling like that. You can add a little flare to it to basically add a molding along the side like that. Or if it is on the floor, you can add molding like there and there. So you can basically add some more texturing in depth to your construction to make it look just a little bit nicer. But the problem with this is, as I said, it's not in this block in here. It's just one outside, which can cause some issues. Like say I wanted to do this for the floor. The floor would not be at exactly... Ooh, hey, creeper, you're gonna stay down there. Say this was the level of the floor I wanted, and I wanted cabling to go through it. My actual floor in the end would be one higher, because the cabling would be under it at the floor level I wanted, and we'd have this little bump right here, which as you can see I do lift up a bit. So if you have a 2x2, or not 2x2, but a 2 tall room, that could cause some issues. Now that won't be an issue in our arcology. I'm pretty sure all of our levels should be 3 to 4 tall. But still, for walls and floors, I don't think I'd want to use this method. Columns for going in between floors, sure. Corners, sure. Doing these sort of extra bits of architectural features to add a bit more depth to my buildings, sure. And you can do it with all sorts of materials. So I could have like these stone walls with like marble. Whoa, hey, how's it going, buddy? I'm trying to work here. Please don't shoot me again. But yeah, I could do it with different materials. So I could have a gold lining of sorts going along the bottom of my floors. But for if I do need to have wiring in the floors, I think construction foam is going to be the way to do it, because it takes up just one block and the wiring stays in there perfectly good. So yeah, that is how I'm going to go about things. Construction foam for the flooring to hide my wiring. And these panelings, or panels, whatever you want to say, for columns to hide the wirings in between floors going up and down, as well as for nice little bits of wonderful additional flair to the actual construction of the site, so that it doesn't look just flat and like boxes. Because, I mean, come on. This is not exactly what you want to see for all of your walls and ceilings and floors in the entire place. You want different colors, you want different depths and angles, and you can get that with this. And so yeah, that's how things are going to go with my styling for the building and how I plan to hide our infrastructure within the building. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode, perhaps even learned a thing or two. Probably not, as all of this has been around a while, but hey, if you're new to Mindcrack or Feed the Beast or whatever it is that you use and you have these particular mods installed, hey, maybe you did find out something you didn't know. But yeah, again, I hope you all did enjoy this episode, and that you, of course, come back for the next. And as always, have a good one.